Hello everyone, thank you for joining me here on this episode of Vegan Police TV. This episode is going to be dedicated to my thoughts on another disturbing trend that I see in veganism and why I feel that it needs to stop. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Now, there seems to be a popular thing at the moment of vegans, whether they're in their, sitting in their little tower of moral superiority where they feel that they can look down and ridicule others or, make, unfair comments, harsh comments, etc., and things like that. Now, we've seen it happen a lot with what Leanne and Harley do. They're constantly fat-shaming people. There's, any number of people, whether they're want to be vegan celebrities or whatever, that will use the whole fat shaming thing and use that as, hey, that wouldn't happen if you're on a vegan diet or a vegan lifestyle and things like that. So for me, that I feel that it is it's not something that we should be doing, because we are we're basically ostracizing those people. We're saying that you're not good enough to become vegan, that because of something that you've done, that you've got to the way that you are because of whatever, because of your ignorance for consuming animal products, or any other number of BS reasons that they've done it. Now, there's one that came to mind that I was shared, that someone sent me through Facebook yesterday or the day before. It was I'm not going to include the image and all that sort of stuff on this YouTube clip. I'll include a link to it in the discussion, so you'll be able to see it through. I posted it up on the Vegan Police Facebook page. Now, the image came from, it was posted on Dan Matthews. Now, for those who don't know, Dan Matthews is the Senior Vice President of PETA. That's People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Now, for some reason, he thinks that it's perfectly acceptable to post a photo of a rather large person that was in a state of undress on their motorised transport. Now, the comment that Dan has put down is, went to Walmart to watch to people watch, but got floored in the frozen foods. They had vegan pepperoni pockets, pork pies, taco meat, and crab cakes. Now, he's included the image of this person. Now, when you go to the Vegan Police Facebook page, you'll see I've just included the top part of the image, because I think that to repost the whole image is disrespectful to the person that is involved, that was pictured. Now, Dan, he's obviously an able-bodied person. He has no idea what has happened to that person. He's got no idea what challenges that person faces. Now, for him to say something like that, and mind you, as I said, he is the Senior Vice President of PETA. Now, this is a person who should know better. This is not acceptable. This is not I don't care whether you're a nobody with just 5 followers on Facebook, or as it is Dan. It's not acceptable behaviour, because you don't know what that person is. You don't know what struggles that person has gone through. Whether that's a picture that he took or a picture that he found. I mean, if it's a picture that he took, I mean, seriously, my God, get your head out of your own backside, and why don't you go and ask that person if they need help with something? Stop being all high and mighty and everything like that. Now, for me, it does bug me. Yes, I am at the moment an able-bodied person. I don't have any challenges with excessive weight or anything like that. And so it's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm better than Dan or anything like that, because I'll admit there was a part way back in my teens and all that sort of stuff, when you don't know better, that you do make comments like that. You do say things that are inappropriate. It's the thing. Dan, potentially, let's say he's in his 40s, even if he's in his 30s, he should know better. And being the Senior Vice President of an organisation like PETA, he should know better himself, and it is not something that is appropriate on Facebook. If you happen to watch this and you're friends with Dan on Facebook, ask him on it. From what I've been told, because he's done the whole shifty thing and made it accessible only by friends that he's got. Now, to me, that says something that, you know, he knows he's done something wrong, because he's only sharing it with a limited crowd. So, you know, is it something that's private, shared through Facebook? Well, this is social media. There's nothing that's private on social media anymore. It doesn't matter whether you're in a group of talking to 1 or 2 people or whatever. He's done something wrong. He needs to be called out, held accountable, whatever. You know, it is something that is disgraceful. You know, I'd love to see him make a public apology for it. You know, I've only got, I think, what was the last count, 16 subscribers on this channel. You know, it's not acceptable. Maybe someone else can pick it up, but this is the thing. Regardless of what people say, oh my God, you know, all this drama is destroying veganism, or Social Marava by, you know, doing having a crack at PewDiePie or whatever it is, that's destroying veganism. Well, seriously, people, that is not. It is comments like this by Dan that is destroying veganism and is not allowing the social justice movement that is veganism to be taken seriously. Because how can you have a social justice movement like veganism if we're allowing others to be oppressed, others to be stigmatized, others to be picked on? Because that's not what social justice movements are about. Social justice movements, especially with regards to veganism, is social justice for all animals. Human beings are still animals. It doesn't matter whether you despise a person, whether that person has, you know, it has been, you know, killing animals for the last 40 years. They're still a human, and they still deserve, you know, they're still human. They're still an animal. They all deserve to be treated with respect. Now, without having too much of a rant again, yeah, it's a thing. For me, that's something that's disgraceful. It is something that happens a lot with social media, because people think that they can put things up on social media and hide behind some sort of veil of anonymity, or, you know, not being talking to someone face to face and seeing the impact of what their comments are making. So, yeah, that's about my thoughts on it. I could rant about this all day. I'm not going to. So, as I said, I include a link down below in the discussion, in the description, or whatever it is. If you like this, thumbs up, thumbs down, share it, subscribe, whatever else. But, you know, this is something that we need to stop within veganism. We need to stop, you know, within the vegan social justice movement. We need to stop this fat shaming. We need to stop these ableist terms that, you know, Gary Francione uses it a lot with the terms that he uses and things like that. We need to stop these sorts of discrimination, these oppression, because all this is designed to oppress or to ridicule someone. So, that being said, I'll probably maybe later on in the week or early next week, I've got a list of things to do, and one of them is to talk about the ways that we can change our language when we talk about people, when we talk about things and talk about animals. So anyway, as I said, thanks for watching. My name's Cameron Blewett, and this was Vegan Police TV. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.